You think orgasm is the finish line, the goal, the win, the proof you performed. But what if it's actually the cost? Men have been conditioned to chase release like it's survival. Movies, porn, even early sex education teach you. Sex isn't complete until you finish. So every intimate moment becomes a race to the peak. And when you get there, you feel the high and then the crash. Here's what nobody told you. That crash, it's your life force leaving your body. In ancient Taoist and Tantric traditions, male orgasm was seen as sacred, not because of the pleasure, but because of the power it carried. They believed your sexual energy, Jing, was one of your most vital resources. It wasn't just for reproduction. It was the fuel for your focus, your ambition, your creativity, your masculine magnetism. And every time you ejaculated, especially without intention, you were spending that fuel. Like burning logs in a fire too quickly. It might feel warm for a second, but now the room's cold again, and you're wondering where your motivation went. Modern science is starting to catch up. After ejaculation, men experience a rapid drop in dopamine, the neurotransmitter that governs motivation, drive, and pleasure. They also get a spike in prolactin, which promotes feelings of tiredness and emotional withdrawal. This is why you go from feeling like a king to reaching for your phone, zoning out, or feeling disconnected. It's not that orgasm is bad, it's that when it becomes automatic or unconscious, it robs you of your presence. The very thing that makes you attractive. The thing that makes a woman feel safe, seen and lit up in your energy. Now here's where this gets deeper. Your sexual energy is creative energy. It's the same energy that builds businesses, writes music, solves problems, and radiates confidence. And when you release it with no intention, your body thinks it's fulfilled its evolutionary purpose. You reproduced. You're done. So it starts to slow down everything else, but you're not done. You've barely scratched the surface. Taoist masters believed men could learn to separate orgasm from ejaculation, meaning you could feel pleasure, ecstasy, even climax-like waves without releasing your seed. This practice, called seminal retention, or ejaculation, was used to cultivate inner strength, magnetic power, and long-term vitality. It wasn't about repression, it was about mastery. Now, does this mean you never ejaculate again? But it means you start treating it like a sacred expenditure. Like money, you don't blow it every day on fast food. You invest it with intention. Because when you hold it, when you learn to ride the waves of arousal without needing to tip over the edge, something happens. Your body charges, your mind sharpens, your confidence rises. Women feel it too. They don't know what's different. They just feel your energy linger longer. They feel your eyes land more deeply. They sense your capacity to lead, to be present, to give, not to take. In a world where most men are addicted to instant gratification, the man who holds his energy becomes rare, unforgettable, magnetic. He doesn't chase sex, he channels it. So let's talk about what really happens when you start holding your energy, and how you can actually do it without feeling like you're suppressing or missing out. Because here's the thing, you've probably been conditioned to think that not ejaculating means you're denying yourself, that if you don't finish, you're somehow incomplete, that holding back equals frustration. But the truth? It's the opposite. When a man first begins practicing seminal retention, it's common to feel a little wired, restless, even aggressive. That's because you've never learned how to direct the energy. You're used to it building and then escaping. Now you're building it and keeping it. So what do you do with it? You transmute it. That means you take that energy and use it for something higher. This is where psychology meets ancient wisdom. Freud called it sublimation, the process of converting sexual energy into art, achievement, and creation. Carl Jung echoed this saying, "Sexual energy is at the root of nearly every major human endeavour. It's not about denial, it's about redirection. Think about it. The same fire that drives you to pursue a woman, that hunger, that focus, that desire, is the same fire that drives you to build a business, to sculpt your body, to master your craft, to lead your life with clarity and precision. When men learn how to hold that energy and redirect it, they glow. They become more disciplined, more intense, more magnetic. You start to walk differently, speak differently. You hold eye contact longer. Your nervous system calms because you're not leaking energy trying to constantly escape yourself. So how do you actually do this? Let's get practical. 1. Set a retention goal. Start with a timeline. Most men never go more than 3 to 5 days without releasing. Try 7, then 10, then 30. Keep a journal. Track your mood, your focus, your drive. Notice when your energy spikes and when it dips. Learn your patterns. 2. Get intimate without finishing. If you have a partner, tell them what you're practicing. Create space to explore without ejaculation. This builds incredible intimacy and gives you a chance to tune in to her energy without rushing the moment. Practice breathing deeply during arousal. Feel the waves rise and fall. Don't chase the finish. Chase connection. 3. Use your energy. If you're retaining but just sitting around, it will build up in unhealthy ways. Channel it into a workout. Start a project. Build something real. Sexual energy must move. If you don't control it, it'll control you. 4. Breathe and ground. Retention without nervous system regulation can backfire. When the energy builds and you feel tension, breathe. Deep into your belly. Walk barefoot on the earth. Cold showers help too. These things discharge excess tension and help circulate the energy upward, into your heart, your mind, your presence. And here's a deeper layer. Most men unconsciously use orgasm to regulate their emotions. Stress, insecurity, loneliness. They turn to release as a shortcut to feeling okay. But when you stop doing that, even just for a while, you're forced to face yourself. You build resilience. You learn to sit with tension instead of escaping it. And that is what makes you powerful. Because emotional regulation is what makes a man truly trustworthy. It's not just how you touch her, it's how you hold your own energy that makes her feel safe. Retention isn't about impressing anyone. It's about reclaiming your body, your focus, and your freedom. And when you break that dopamine loop, the constant seek, release, seek, again, you see more clearly. You move more deliberately. You're not grasping. You're not desperate. You're full. Most men walk through life chasing energy. But the rare one is, they generate it. They become a source. And that's who women can feel from across the room. Not because you're loud, not because you flex, but because your presence speaks for itself. Let's talk about what happens when you master this, when you no longer need to finish, when your body stops chasing pleasure and starts channeling it. Because here's what most men don't understand. When you stop making sex about you, your release, your validation, your ego, you become the man women dream about but rarely meet. You become present. Women don't remember men who finish fast. They remember men who see them, who breathe with them, who make the space feel safe enough for surrender. That kind of presence? It's only possible when you're not just rushing to the end, when you've trained your nervous system to stay, to breathe through intensity, to enjoy without escaping. This is one of the hidden superpowers of retention. It forces you to slow down, to be in your body, to feel your partner more deeply, not just physically, but emotionally, energetically, spiritually. And this is where sex transforms. It stops being performance and becomes connection. It stops being transactional and becomes transformational. Your partner will feel the shift. She'll feel your attunement, your strength, your desire, not as something frantic or demanding, but anchored. That's the paradox. When you stop needing to finish, you actually become more irresistible. Because you're not trying to take something from her. You're meeting her, moment by moment. And that's rare, that's memorable. That's the kind of lover who rewires what a woman believes is possible. But let's go even deeper. When you hold your energy, not just in sex, but in life, you begin to exude something unspoken, a kind of calm intensity. You become less reactive, less needy, more composed, more sure of yourself. That energy is intoxicating. Think about the men who walk into a room and don't have to say a word, but everyone feels them. They're not leaking, they're not proving, they're simply being. That's the essence of masculine magnetism. It doesn't come from being loud, cocky, or alpha. It comes from being rooted. And nothing roots a man like learning to hold his energy. Now let's be real. This doesn't happen overnight. Retention is a practice. It takes awareness, it takes patience. It takes being willing to mess up, to start over, to stay committed. But the benefits, they're undeniable. Men report deeper focus, More restful sleep, more vivid dreams, increased creativity, less anxiety, more emotional stability. And sexually, they become multi-orgasmic. They develop the ability to last longer, to stay hard longer, to experience waves of pleasure throughout their entire body, not just in one localized release. It's like unlocking a whole new level of being a man who doesn't lose power during sex, but gains it. And let's not forget, your partner benefits too. Women crave a man who can meet them energetically, who doesn't rush, who can be in the fire without flinching, who can lead with depth, not just drive. Most women have never had a partner who wasn't trying to finish. Imagine what it would feel like to be that man for her, to take her into places she's never been, not through tricks, but through presence. That's what retention unlocks. It's not about never releasing again. It's about becoming conscious, intentional, wise with your energy. Because your energy is your edge, your currency, your power. And when you master it, you stop chasing and you start radiating. So, how do you make this real? It starts with a mindset shift. Retention isn't about deprivation, it's about evolution. It's not no sex, it's better sex, more connected, more alive, more powerful. The first step is awareness. Start noticing your patterns. When do you feel the urge to release? Is it when you're actually aroused, or when you're stressed, bored, lonely, overwhelmed? Most men use orgasm as a way to regulate their emotions. You feel tension in your system and you reach for release. But every time you do, you're reinforcing the habit of escape and weakening your internal power source. Now imagine doing the opposite. Imagine sitting in that tension, breathing into it, letting it build and not needing to do anything with it. That's where you meet your edge. And that's where real growth happens. Start small. Don't aim for 90 days on day one. Just aim to become more intentional with your release. Ask yourself, am I using this to connect or to cope? And if you're partnered, bring them into your process. Be transparent. Say, I'm working on building my energy and presence, and I want to explore what intimacy looks like without needing to finish every time. This creates trust. It opens a new level of communication, and it gives her a chance to meet you there, to play, explore, and deepen with you. Next, protect your energy. This isn't just about sex, this is about how you show up in the world. What are you giving your energy to? Endless scrolling, surface-level validation, numbing habits? Because every time you give your focus away mindlessly, you're doing the same thing you do when you release unconsciously. You're leaking. The goal isn't perfection, the goal is presence. A man who learns to stay with himself, even in the heat of desire, becomes unshakable and magnetic. This practice will change your sex life. But more than that, it will change you, your posture, your voice, your ambition, your confidence. You'll notice it in the way you walk into rooms, in the way people respond to you, in the way women look at you like they can feel something different. Because they can. When you're full, you don't need to perform. You don't need to chase. You just are. That's the man who attracts, not because he's trying, but because he's aligned and alive. So, if you've ever wondered what's been holding you back, if you've ever felt like something is off, but couldn't name it, start here. Your power isn't something you earn, it's something you protect. And when you stop giving it away every time you feel a pulse of arousal, you start becoming someone most men never get to meet. Yourself. Fully charged, fully present, fully capable of handling what life throws your way. That's it for this one, gentlemen. If you found value in this video, hit like and subscribe to make sure the next one doesn't get overlooked. Tell me in the comments, how would your life look different if you stopped giving your power away?